Hello Man United fans. You are welcome to the channel, home of Manchester United Daily News. David De Gea sends message to ex-Manchester United teammate Ander Herrera after emotional statement. David De Gea sent a message of support to former Manchester United teammate Ander Herrera after the midfielder said he was going through the most difficult moment of his career. Herrera has played just 11 times for Athletic Bilbao this season after returning to the Basque side last summer. The 33-year-old is yet to complete a full 90 minutes this season and is currently sidelined with a recurrence of a hamstring injury that has kept him out for much of the campaign. Writing on Instagram, Herrera said, "I'm definitely going through the most difficult time in my career. A little over a year ago I started having recurring muscle issues that I can't recover from. For someone like me, who has passion for his profession and enjoys every single day of it intensely, it's a very tough thing. I feel with the same energy and enthusiasm for football as I did all my career, but injuries are not allowing me to enjoy and be happy. I feel like in the athletic club I have everything I need to be, and that makes me suffer even more. I am surrounded by professionals who continue to show me their help and support and peer like no other. At times it crossed my mind to throw in the towel, but I wouldn't forgive it. We want to educate our daughters in constancy and overcoming the obstacles that may come across the way, and that would be exactly the opposite. I'm going to keep looking for solutions and working to get back to doing what I love most and give back the love of the people around me." A number of former teammates both for club and country sent well wishes to the midfielder, with United goalkeeper De Gea sending a message of support to his former Reds teammate. The goalkeeper said, "You still have a lot to enjoy. I love you, my friend." Herrera spent 5 seasons at Old Trafford alongside De Gea, racking up 189 appearances in all competitions. Ten Hag and Klopp issue joint statement. United and Liverpool's managers have released a joint statement to fans asking them to end tragedy chanting. Ten Hag said, "The rivalry between Manchester United and Liverpool is one of the greatest in world football. We all love the passion of the fans when our teams meet, but there are lines that should not be crossed. It is unacceptable to use the loss of life, in relation to any tragedy, to score points, and it is time for it to stop. Those responsible tarnish not only the reputation of our clubs but also, importantly, the reputation of themselves, the fans, and our great cities. On behalf of myself, our players, and our staff, we ask our fans to focus on supporting the team on Sunday, and representing our club in the right way." Klopp added, "One of the main reasons why the rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United is so special is that it is so intense, and no one should ever want to change this. But at the same time, when the rivalry becomes too intense, it can go to places that are not good for anyone, and we do not need this. We do want the noise, we do want the occasion to be partisan, and we do want the atmosphere to be electric. What we do not want is anything that goes beyond this, and this applies especially to the kind of chants that have no place in football. If we can keep the passion and lose the poison, it will be so much better for everyone." David De Gea names 2 things Manchester United must do versus Liverpool FC. Manchester United will be looking to complete the league double over Liverpool when they face their fierce rivals at Anfield on Sunday afternoon. Both sides head into the match in resurgent form and will be looking to secure 3 points as well as the all-important bragging rights. United took those earlier in the season when they defeated Liverpool at Old Trafford for their first win of the campaign, one that proved to be the turning point under Erik Ten Hag. Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford scored for United, while Mohamed Salah grabbed a late goal back for Jurgen Klopp's side to set up a frantic finale. United only recorded 29% possession in the match as they resorted to lethal attacks on the break, but David De Gea says he always felt in control of the game. Speaking ahead of the upcoming trip to Anfield, he looked back on the win earlier in the season and explained that United needed to stay in control and concede few chances if they wanted to win this weekend. "It was a great game. I think we played really, really well and controlled the game," he told club media. "We didn't concede many chances. Playing at home is great, and the fans against Liverpool, it was a special day. Let's try, of course. This time it's at Anfield, we don't play at Old Trafford, but it's a nice place to go and play your football and enjoy it. The away fans are always amazing, and it's a good time to play them, so let's go with everything and try to win the game." Erik ten Hag ignored Louis van Gaal's desperate Man United plea, and has proved him wrong. Erik ten Hag was personally warned against taking charge at Manchester United by the club's former boss Louis van Gaal, but he has demonstrated why he was right to ignore this advice. Van Gaal, who was at the helm of the Netherlands during the World Cup before retiring from management, notably warned his fellow Dutchman against the Old Trafford role last year as he insisted he should join a football club instead. Van Gaal spent 2 campaigns in the United dugout between 2014 and 2016, leading them back into the top 4 finish in his first season and then the FA Cup crown the following campaign, the club's first piece of silverware since Sir Alex Ferguson. However, the much-decorated Van Gaal went on public record to state his opposition to Ten Hag moving to Old Trafford, believing that it would be a backward step for his career and hinting that he would struggle to revive their struggling fortunes, with a trophyless period of 5 seasons. "I think Erik ten Hag is a great coach, he has shown that several times," said Van Gaal, as per Dutch outlet AD. "And a great coach is always good for Manchester United." However, the then Netherlands boss then went on to criticize how United were run by those above, that is, the management. Manchester United is a commercial club and those are difficult choices for a coach. It is better to go to a football club. I'm not going to supervise his career and he will call me himself. But he should choose a football club, not a commercial club. However, Ten Hag has proved Van Gaal wrong, winning the EFL Cup last month and in the hunt for a remarkable quadruple this campaign, despite being off the pace in the race for the Premier League title. Former midfielder Hans Kraaij, who played alongside Ten Hag at De Graafschap and is now a highly respected broadcaster in his homeland, explained, "Erik went to United because he saw the potential and the challenge." You know what Van Gaal said to Ten Hag, don't you? "Erik, it is one big mess at United, don't go there." Clemens Zwinnenberg, who became Ten Hag's best friend when they became teammates at the age of 13 after progressing through the youth system together at FC Twente together, added, "Erik went to United absolutely convinced he was going to bring trophies to Old Trafford. I know him. I know what he had in mind, and I also know what he has in mind for the next few years at the club." Erik ten Hag didn't lose sleep over Cristiano Ronaldo saga as he details acrimonious exit. Erik ten Hag has admitted he didn't lose a wink of sleep when he booted Cristiano Ronaldo out of Manchester United. Ten Hag has kept his counsel over his decision to send Ronaldo packing in November after the Portuguese superstar lambasted him and the club during an unsanctioned TV interview. But on the eve of United's crunch visit to face Liverpool at Anfield, the United boss outlined how he had to lay down the law after inheriting a dressing room that lacked discipline. Ten Hag said, "I had my reasons. They were obvious and I also knew the consequences. It could have had a negative outcome. That is always possible in football. But I am not worrying. I sleep well also, even during those nights. I have to take decisions in respect of advancing the club and the team. That is my job and that is the responsibility I have, and I have to stand by those decisions. I have to face the consequences and the impact of my decisions, not only in the short term but also for the longer term. Of course, you don't always have a lot of time. In that period, I remember we had 10 days, so I could consider which choice would be the best. You always have to think strategically. But that is my job and that is the responsibility I have to take." Ronaldo is now plying his trade in the footballing backwater of Saudi Arabia while the players he left behind at Old Trafford are starting to excel under Ten Hag. The Dutchman lifted the club's first trophy in 6 years when United beat Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final last weekend. The Reds are also through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, the last 16 of the Europa League, and even have an outside chance of gate crashing the title race. Ten Hag realized when he first arrived at Old Trafford last summer that he needed to crack the whip. He showed his holistic side by giving Jadon Sancho time away from the club to refocus himself mentally. But he also axed Marcus Rashford from the team to face Wolves in December when the informed striker arrived late for a team meeting. Ten Hag said, "There was a lack of discipline and I don't have to lie about it. Top players like structure and not only on the pitch, so you need some rules. I think it's obvious in every organization that when there are no rules and no discipline in taking those rules seriously, then you create a mess. It was quite obvious what was needed because I could see on the pitch what was going on." Erik ten Hag names the 3 reasons Casemiro is his Manchester United leader. Erik ten Hag has praised his humble winner, Casemiro, for the influence he has had off the pitch at Manchester United, after revealing he targeted players in the summer who would add character and leadership to his squad. The Brazilian midfielder has emerged as a key figure in the group, driving standards up at Carrington and setting the levels to which his teammates have to reach. After a slow start, Casemiro is now firmly in the frame as the club's player of the season, but his influence has been just as vital off the pitch. Teammates have hailed he command respects in the dressing room, and it's become clear he won't settle for second best. In the immediate aftermath of the final whistle in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley last week, while teammates were celebrating, Casemiro walked over to Bruno Fernandes and told him he should have passed rather than taking on a shot during a late breakaway. "We are winning a trophy and we are happy, but the players, they have to have the approach that good isn't good enough," Ten Hag said. "It was 2-0. But we could have won 3-0 if we made better decisions, and the row was about that. I think it's good that players tell each other about their responsibilities and set high standards and high demands for each other and control them, and sometimes you need a correction or a discussion so that a player is aware of his responsibilities." Ten Hag targeted leaders during his £225 million spending spree in the summer and was delighted to land Casemiro, for his contribution off the pitch as well as on it. The Dutchman revealed he had a player at Ajax who also set the standards for others to follow, but that Casemiro now fulfilling the role at United. "I had a player in Ajax who sets those standards, but definitely Casemiro in this team. He is such a leader and so important for us," he said. "Not only with his performances and skills, like scoring goals with his headers, or linking up, or intercepting balls, but his organization, his mentality, the culture he projects. We are so happy that we signed him." The United manager describes players such as Casemiro and Raphael Varane as winners who will also fit into the group dynamic, and their presence is giving him assurance on the touchline. "No, absolutely not surprised. I knew what a magnificent player he was," Ten Hag said. "Just look at his profile. All the cups he's won, that's not a coincidence. Like Rafa Varane and Casemiro, they won 5 Champions Leagues, that's not a coincidence. For me it's always the same, you have players who win, and who win always, and players who lose and are always losing. You have to do your research and find the type who will win and who are cooperative in the dressing room, to be humble, but when on the pitch they take responsibility. You can sit on the bench and you are composed because you know the players will do the job and will deal with the situation and bring you the wins." Ten Hag made a conscious decision to go after players with character and leadership abilities in his first transfer window after noticing it was an area in the squad he inherited was lacking in. "When you go to recruitment in the summer, we were looking for players with character, with personality. It was not only about signing players," he said. "A lot of players in the world have great skills from a technical approach, or they can run really fast, but we were looking for players who have character, who have personality, who have leadership, take responsibility, who are resilient. That is the type of players I was looking for after I analyzed the squad." Sir Alex Ferguson's chat with Man United star Lisandro Martinez detailed after World Cup win. Sir Alex Ferguson spoke personally with Lisandro Martinez to congratulate him on winning the World Cup with Argentina, the Manchester United defender has confirmed. Martinez was part of the Argentine squad which won the trophy in December, as the South American nation were crowned champions of the world for the first time since 1986. Versatile defender Martinez has instantly become a fan favorite at United, with the Old Trafford faithful regularly chanting, "Argentina! Argentina!" in a show of appreciation for his performances. Martinez has established himself as a leader in the defense of Erik ten Hag's new look team. Despite fierce competition for central defensive starting spots at the club alongside Raphael Varane, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, the Argentine has always been one of the first names on the team sheet throughout the campaign, justifying his inclusion with a string of impressive displays. In an interview with Argentine outlet TYC Sports, Martinez explained that former United boss Ferguson contacted him after the tournament to congratulate him on winning the World Cup. It was an indication of Ferguson's continued status away from direct first-team affairs at the club. Martinez, who joined United from Ajax last summer, added of how quickly he has settled in at Old Trafford. "For me, it is enormous pride to come to the best league in the world, to play for Manchester United and for people to identify with me, to show me their love. For me, it is enormous pride and it is mutual affection. It's incredible that in this country they chant, Argentina, Argentina. It is an extra motivation for me. They love my way of playing. I always give my best. You can see that they can identify with that. Former United defender Rio Ferdinand recently explained on 5 when asked if the Argentine was the best central defender in the Premier League. On form right now, I don't think there's really much argument coming from anywhere else. I think he's dominant, he's aggressive, he's a leader, communicates well, shows character, and he's there in big moments. With that, fellow fans, we have come to the end of today's news. In this channel, you are guaranteed to get the latest news on Manchester United. So, if you are new here, consider subscribing so that you can get daily news delivered to you. Please, share this video to fellow Manchester United fans. Thank you for watching. Till next time.